By the way, how is grandpa life treating you?
Crazy.
Is it crazy?
Let me tell you this. You pull a little trick on the kids where my parents used to do this to me and I didn't realize it. Now I realize it's a good trick. You guilt your kids into sending you pictures even though it's only been a week, and you give them that call, oh, I haven't seen the baby in a week. Then they feel terrible.
You're like, okay, we've got it.
They stop everything you're doing.
What's up, friends? It's your girl, Emily Curl, back in our iHeartRadio studios in New York City, and we have a legend joining us today. He needs no introduction, and we are so lucky to have him with us today. John Bon Jovi is here in our studio.
Nice.
Can we give it up for John Bon Jovi?
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here, and
Thank
made
you.
it even better because we're having a little happy hour with Cans of Water Rosé. A little cheers to that.
Yeah, no fooling. Cheers.
This is our favorite rosé. We drink this all the time, so how cool that we have you here. This is a family business. You and Jesse, I know it's something you're really proud of.
It's amazing, you know, when you have a son who comes home with an idea and it's something that I get the samples. You know, I mean, it's been an awesome business to be in, but it really is his.
Yeah.
I come in and I tell people now, I'm Santa Claus. Once a year, they roll me out, people sit on my lap, take a photo, and then they move on. It's really his business, and I say that because it's doing so well.
It is top
It's a
3
huge hit.
premium rosés in the country. I mean, it's amazing.
It's a big
You must
hit.
be so proud.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great product.
It is. It is. We love this. So we'll be drinking this later as well.
Good.
We're happy to have you here. I can't wait to talk about the new music.
Yeah.
Before we dive into that, I had to tell you, the last time I saw you in person, I was covering the red carpet for Thank You
Okay.
Goodnight, the John Bon Jovi story, when it premiered on Hulu. This is last April. And it was so special to be there with you on release night, to have everyone there. I'm so curious, you go back in time, you think about that night. What do you remember most about that night?
Well, we're very proud of the film. You know, it takes 40 years and then they condense it into 4 parts. So it's a lot of information.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect the roller coaster that it was, because I certainly didn't anticipate a throat surgery. It was supposed to just been a party, a celebration, and I was going to get to go to the party. But the Lord threw a wrench in the works, and I went through this throat surgery, which, you know, 3.5 years later is fantastic now. But who knew?
And how wild that we watched this story unfold. I mean, we're seeing this happen in real time in the film, and now we see you here. How are you feeling today? Like
Fantastic.
You touched on.
Fantastic. I'm finally, knock on wood, ready to go. But I wasn't going to go until it was right. And although the intention with Forever and Thank You Goodnight was, ta-da, the 40th anniversary tour, let's go, I looked at the boys and I said, it's not time. I can't. And I won't. I won't go until it's ready.
Yeah.
So it took a whole nother 1.5 years even. But now it's right.
I know you detailed everything that went into that, all the rehab that went into that.
Yeah.
Are those things that you still actively do every single day? Are those
Today.
practices?
Before I jumped in the car and did 3 other things, I had 2 hours today. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I don't have to, I want to.
Yeah.
You know, as we're about to announce a bunch of shows and gearing up to re-release the record with good reason, and now announcing some shows, I'm just going to stay active until somebody turns out the house lights and it's time.
Wait, so announcing some shows.
It's time.
What can you, okay, so this is big. This is big news. What can
Yeah.
you tell us?
I don't know that I can tell you everything yet, other than next year there will be shows.
Okay.
Finally.
That is so exciting. I mean, that must, for you, feel just like a huge moment. I mean, how do you personally feel about that? Excited,
You know, it's
nervous?
been so long. Truthfully, it's just that it's been so long since I've stood behind the microphone and felt that rush. You miss it, but I'm not a junkie for it. And this is what differentiates me from some others. I've known and grown up with guys over these 40 plus years that were adrenaline junkies or applause junkies and needed to live out of a suitcase and didn't know a life outside of the stage. For me personally, I like it. No, I love it. I'm very good at it, but I also have a life. You know, I have a wife, I have 4 kids, I have a grandchild. I have other interests. I can be by myself and read a book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I sort of like myself enough to go, it's cool.
There's other things I love too. By the way, how is grandpa life treating you?
Crazy.
Is it crazy?
You
What have you
do
learned about
all
yourself?
the cliche things, you know. This is a great, our audience the iHeart audience isn't grandparents yet, but let me tell you this. You pull a little trick on the kids where my parents used to do this to me and I didn't realize it. Now I realize it's a good trick. You guilt your kids into sending you pictures even though it's only been a week, and you give them that cone. Oh, I haven't seen the baby in a week. Then they feel terrible.
You're like, okay, we've got it.
They stop everything you're doing. If you just call them and say, call me, I want to talk to you, how are you? They don't care.
But when you need the baby,
they go, they drop everything.
Oh, what's
Good trick.
Yeah, what's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself in this chapter? Like unlocking this whole new level of love.
Well, it's all brand new. It's all brand new, but the love is unconditional, and this baby's your grandchild. She's carrying your name now, which is the name of your father and your grandfather and your great grandfather. She's a Bon Jovi now, and it's pretty exciting.
And then can we also talk about you and your wife, Dorothea? I love your relationship, married 36 years.
How about that?
How crazy, that's so impressive.
It's
What do you think is a secret to your relationship? What makes it so special?
We grew up in this together. She didn't buy on at the height of Slippery When Wet, or Crush. And so I went to high school with this girl. So she's been on every step of the way, and the ups, the downs, the neuroses, and the celebrations. So we matured together. I think that's a lot of it. At a time when you weren't watching. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for the new artist that's going to be the 21-year-old version of me, that comes along in a world of social media and the pressures. It's different. It's not better. It's not worse. It's different.
Yeah.
But you're a lot more exposed than we were.
Yeah. In your opinion, what do you think is... Like artists growing up now, you're right, they're growing up in a different world. What do you think is the future of those generations when it comes to music and creating music? And
they're going to rediscover it. That's, to me, the beauty of all of this. The difference between my time and the new era is that we had a certain set of rules, and then guys like me went outside the rule box, and that's how I got a record deal. And the kids now have a different set of rules, so they have to find their magic to connect. Because you can have a song and put it out there on the streaming service and say, ta-da, my song is out. But how's anyone ever going to know about it?
Yeah.
So you got to find the way. I was crazy, and I just had an idea as a kid. Who's the most passionate but loneliest man in the music business? A DJ. What an incredible idea for a 20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And I knocked on the window of a DJ's booth with Runaway, and I said, I have a song. And they said, you're all right, you have a song. And that song broke. That was a crazy idea.
Right. I think that was the coolest part of watching Thank You Goodnight too, is you see all the behind the scenes. Like you see what went into building this empire, to building this world. I'm curious for you, have you watched it back? Have you watched it?
I watched it a year and a half ago.
You watched it again. Have you watched it back since?
No.
No, okay, it was like the one time.
No, I loved it. I was watching it when it was being put together.
Yeah, I'm curious, like you're sharing these stories that a lot of people didn't know about then at the time. Like, has anything surprised you about the fans' reactions or things that they picked up on or things that they've really loved that maybe they didn't know before?
That's a good one. I don't know. For those who watched it, they said they'd learned a lot more about us that they didn't know.
Yeah.
It's that old, adage when they said, well, we didn't know how the sausage was made. We just liked the taste of it after it was done, a hot dog or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So the work that is behind the scenes in the success of any artist's career is a lot more than you think it is, no matter who they are. If you were a lonely guy by yourself with one acoustic guitar, or if you, in this day and age, have a team of writers that are helping you, it's all their own process, but a lot of hard work goes into it.
Totally, and you've had just such an amazing, long-lasting career. What do you think, if like for artists that are, like you're talking about, that are up and coming, that want to have this career like you did, what do you think really is the magic secret ingredient?
The one thing that I would say that is honest to God true for you, besides hard work,
right?
Because a lot of people work hard, is to be true to who and what you are. Just because you see Jane or John be successful and go, I want to be like Jane or John, too late. The world already has Jane and John.
Yeah.
If you're not you, you might be here even for a minute, but then, you're a copy of Jane or John, and then they're the ones that are going to stick. And you'll have your 10 minutes of fame, but it's going to wane. If you really want to stick around for the 45 years, you have to only be you. I was thinking about a story a guy told me before my first record. And he said that if your record is on the shelves in the record store and it has to be next to the Rolling Stones, it has to be uniquely you because you only have so many dollars and you have to pick a record. So chances are you're going to pick the Rolling Stones. So you have to find your sound.
Yeah. For you, again, thinking about everything that you've built and created, like, how do you keep finding that creative energy? Where does that come from? Like, how do you, because you consistently level up, and I don't know how you do it, but every single time you still do it.
Thank you. I mean, for me at this juncture, I did also realize many years ago, in order to truly be who you are, you have to be not afraid to put it out there. I'll give you a great example in this era. Taylor's taking heat right now, right?
Yeah.
And you know what Taylor's saying? This is who I am right now. Give me the grace of allowing me to be Taylor, 35-year-old woman. This is who I am today. This is my art. You can like it, you cannot like it. Fair. But that's who I am today. Tomorrow I'll be another version of Taylor. You liked yesterday's version? Cool.
Right.
Hold on. We're going on a ride. And she'll take you 35, 40, 50, 60.
How important is it for you to separate the art you create from you as a person? And what does that look like?
There's way more similarities than there are any differences. Like I said, the one thing about me on the touring side is I like it, I'm good at it, but I don't live to live out of a suitcase. I like to go home. Right. Whereas the songs are about my life and where I have been on the journey. We, and I shouldn't say we could not rewrite You Give Love a Bad Name. I was 25. You should write that song at 25. You know, you can't write that song at my age. It's just not fitting.
Yeah.
You know, so you write the right song for who you are at this time. And I love singing Bad Name. I sang it today.
I know, right?
I sang it today. Old. But I don't want to write it today.
Yeah. It's just a different place. And that's a perfect segue because we have Forever. You're visiting your 2024 album, Forever, Legendary Edition. Yeah. And you said this was born out of necessity. Obviously, you showed us a little bit about what you went through. What does this album represent for you now compared to last year you're releasing Forever, 2024?
Well, and then let me back it up with just a couple of steps because I've had to realize this. In 2016, we put out This House Is Not For Sale, and it was a statement record. Mm-hmm. It was the first record put in the post-Ritchie era. It was a studio record, so it was a statement.
Still think about the album cover, yeah.
It's a great album cover. It was a great song, and it said, "This house is not for sale. This heart, this soul, this house is not for sale." 2020 comes out, and it's a topical record about a world that we all in this room were living in. Mm-hmm. No matter who and where you were in this planet, we were all going through COVID. And there was a lot of things that were going on in the world that I wrote about as though I were the reporter. I was the narrator. It was a topical record. I love the record. I'm proud of the writing. But I put it out in a black hole. Couldn't tour it. 2024 comes along, and then who knew I was going to need this surgery, and then who knew that the recovery would be slower. But with this record, there was a joy because it's post-surgery. It's post coming through the, you know, are the band healthy? Are the band going to be good? Is COVID over? Yes. And so here we are in a period of joy, but I couldn't go out and play MetLife.
Right.
So now you're like, oh, I'm heartbroken because 3 albums in a row of my not being able to really do it at a level that I'd like to do it at. I said, wait a minute, I got an idea in this day and age where I'm learning a trick from the new artists. Features are oftentimes on the radio. And I said, well, what if we did basically this album with features? And I called artists I've met, you know, in these last couple of years, or guys I've known since I was a boy, or country artists or international artists. And I just, let's get diversity here, guys, girls, younger, older, and ask them to do features. And it wasn't hard to get people to want to do it.
I was about to say, I'm sure they were excited about this. I mean, the features really are amazing. Like, just to name a few, Jelly Roll, Avril Lavigne, Ryan Tedder, Lainey Wilson. I'm from Georgia, so I'm a country girl. So when I saw Lainey on the album, I got excited. And Jelly Roll, too. Yeah. Really cool. Were those 2 people that you've known for a long time, or they're new friends?
No, but how I met them was I was the honoree at the Grammys Music Cares event in 2024, at the beginning of 24. And it was quite the honor for our philanthropic work, all the Soul Kitchen stuff and everything I've done throughout my life. And a lot of artists were paying tribute to the band by singing our songs. 2 new artists, Jelly Roll and Laney, come out, and I'm like, whoa, look at
They're
that.
incredible.
And we hit it off. I hit it off. I became uber fan and became friends with post that event. And Laney took that song. That was a very good song and made it great. And Jelly, he lives those lyrics. This family tree's got nothing left to prove now. He's not a kid.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of life experience.
And he's so open about those too.
And it's a beautiful thing. He is here like God gave him a gift to be a messenger.
Wow.
Look at him, right?
Yeah.
He's not your cutie boy band thing, right? He came out with, here's who I am, this is what I'm about, this is my history, and who doesn't love Jelly?
And you know what? Every single time I see Jelly Roll on a carpet in a studio, he gives you a big bear hug.
Oh, he's the best.
He's the best.
He's the best.
He's the best.
So, having Laney, calling Bruce, who's of course my brother and my big brother my whole career and then some, who was also the closest friend during my whole recovery that you could ever ask for. He's Southside, my Jersey connection. Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, who's, his response to me was, "It's about damn time," which was hysterical because he and I had been friends for so long, but we'd never done anything together. So the diversity of those kind of artists made it fun.
Exactly.
And they took songs and just made them better.
I have to talk about Bruce too because I loved in the documentary. You talked about the long drives that you take together, which I can only imagine what I would give to be a fly on the wall and be in that car and just hear those conversations. What's on the playlist when you're not talking? I've got to know.
There's no radio.
There's never.
No music.
No, really.
Unless we're playing each other a song between, our stuff.
Okay, but if other than that,
it's
it's
new song. Like I heard the soul sessions of his, or I play him a new song or two on. But no. It's not about driving and listening to the radio.
It's a conversation.
It's a place where there's no phones, no people, no distractions, just us to talk about.
Has anyone ever seen you guys driving?
Oh, sure. At first, because we've done this now for a number of years, which is great. But I get to tell anecdotal stories now with his permission. He would come early on in the surgery where it was very hard for me to talk. And on this, bunch of times, either I drive, next time he drives, and we take these drives. And on this one occasion, he knew it was painful for me to talk. And we pulled into what was a liquor store to get water. So I said, I'll stay in the car. He went in to get some waters. And then I saw a guy walk across the front of the car. And he goes in the liquor store. He realizes that Bruce Springsteen's in the liquor store. So I see him then run out to get a pen, to go back to get Bruce's autograph, which again, I'm flying the wall now, and I'm loving all this because I would have done the same
You're witnessing,
thing.
great.
And he gets his autograph, and then he comes out, slow walking again, and, Bruce is obviously still in the store. And he's walking by, and he realizes it's Bruce's car, and then he looks, and he sees me in the passenger seat. This guy he just went into convulsions. It was just too much for him.
Meanwhile, this guy's going on a little errand run. They happen to see you two.
His head just exploded. So we've had a bunch of those things now where, we went to a flea market where no one noticed us. We went to a stoplight one day, and the guys in the VFW were collecting coins at the traffic stop. And I happened to, thank God I had $1 in my pocket on that day, and I put it in the bucket, not thinking anything of it. And the guy leans down, and I have a sports car, and he had to lean down. And he says, "Thanks, mister," and he sees it's me, and then he's excited, and that was cool, and it was wonderful. But then he looks over, and he realizes it's the two of us in the car. And this guy is older than me, starts running back, and we could see him in the rear view as he's running back to his friends. Look who just blew through the light.
Oh, that's everything. I mean, and going back to having those conversations with Bruce, he was with you in the trenches when all of this was happening. Now, this journey you've been on, this recovery, amazing recovery, you're getting ready to go on tour. What does he think about all this?
Well, it's kind of that same thing he said all along. It's about time.
Yeah.
Because it's just been too long. I went down at one point with the E Street Band, and I played with them at a sound check because the idea was, this is your target. Come and play with us. And I did the sound check, and I went, sounds like poop. I'm not going on. And that was the moment. We just He said, it sounds great. I said, it's not great. I'm not doing it. And even, you know, the chance to play with them, I just said, I'm not doing it. So, you know, I didn't perform. So now it's, you know, that we're going to go, they'll be all very excited to see us.
Oh, well, we are so excited for that. My last question for you is going on this experience. First off, thank you for letting us into your world because, you know, we know the music, we know you, we love you, but to see this other side of it and to share this really vulnerable time too, that was really powerful.
Important. You know, the more I've talked to other artists who have been through stuff, it's another thing about the next generation. They're talking about words that we never talked about. Anxiety. You know, like all this kind of, the pressures of success. None of my peers talked it. We didn't know what it was. So it's good to show artists that we can be vulnerable, all artists. We can be excited, we can be scared, we can be anxious, and to know that you're not alone. No matter who you are, you get anxious, you get scared.
Yep.
Some days it works, some days it don't. And it's gonna suck. But your audience is there for you, your friends are there for you, your family is there for you, the artist community is there for you.
Yeah, what did you think this has taught you about yourself and also, on the other hand, made you appreciate about your life, your community, and your music?
I think that I'm in a place where I'm going to be the wiser. I am the elder, you know, so, and I've lived this. So the kid that's coming up now that calls me and talks to you, I get it. And I want him to know that, you know, we hurt at our time and I hurt in recent times too. It's okay. And even if you're not in the entertainment business, the bottom line is the world ain't getting easier, but it's okay. The collective we will get through it.
Yeah. It's powerful.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we are so excited for this album.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
It's been
you.
amazing. Can we give it up for
Love
one more
you
time
guys.
for John Bon Jovi in our studio? And our Hips Water Rosé,
Yeah.
our thing. Cheers, and cheers to the new
Cheers,
album.
Dolly.
Thank you so much again for
Pleasure.
being here. Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here, and don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. See you next time.